A guy messaged me last week. His F-150 had 130,000 miles on it. Ran great. Never gave him trouble. Then one morning it wouldn't start. Turbo was gone. Timing chain was stretched so bad the engine was basically scrap. The shop quote? Almost $6,000. Here's the part that got me. He told me the truck had been rattling for a few seconds every cold morning, for almost a year. He just got used to it. That's what we're talking about today. Not big dramatic failures, small things. Things that feel like nothing. A rattle, a smell, a drop of oil on the garage floor. And how those small things quietly turn into $5,000 repair bills on Ford EcoBoost engines. So stick around, because mistake number 1 on this list is the one that's probably happening in your driveway right now, and you don't even know it. Most Ford owners don't wreck their engines because they drive too hard. They wreck them because they ignore the small stuff. A little rattle when it's cold outside. A tiny oil spot under the truck. A 1-second delay before the engine catches. A sweet smell that only shows up once in a while. None of that feels serious. The truck still starts. It still drives. It still gets you to work, so people keep driving it. But on modern Ford engines, especially the EcoBoost line, those small things add up. They turn into turbo failure, timing chain damage, overheating, misfires, and repair bills that blow past $5,000 before you know it. So let's go through 7 mistakes that quietly wreck Ford engines after 100,000 miles. Some of these take 5 minutes to check. Some cost less than a tank of gas to fix. But ignore them long enough, and they turn into the kind of bill that makes you regret buying the truck. Number 7. Trusting the oil life monitor too much. Here's a mistake almost every Ford owner makes at some point. That oil life percentage on your dash isn't magic. It's not actually testing your oil. It's guessing, based on your mileage, your driving style, how much you idle, and engine temperature. So a lot of owners wait until that number hits 0. That can mean 8,000, 9,000, even close to 10,000 miles between oil changes. Sounds fine on paper, but if you're stuck in traffic a lot, you tow, you take short trips, or you're running a turbocharged EcoBoost, your oil is working overtime. Turbos spin at insane speeds and need clean oil to survive. So do your cam phasers and your timing chain tensioners. Dirty oil is where cold start rattle begins. It's where timing chains start wearing early. It's where turbo bearings start breaking down. And the scary part? You won't hear it happening. The engine still sounds fine. It still feels strong. But wear is stacking up every single time you turn the key. If you're driving a 2.7, a 3.5, or any high-mileage EcoBoost, change your oil early. Don't wait for the monitor. Every 5,000 miles is a smart rule, especially if you deal with city driving, heat, towing, or short trips. A $70 oil change is cheap insurance against a $3,000 timing job. Number 6. Ignoring coolant loss. This is the one owners love to explain away. Coolant drops a little, and they think it evaporated. They catch a sweet smell after parking, and figure it spilled during the last oil change. The temp gauge looks normal, so they assume it's nothing. But coolant doesn't just vanish. If your Ford is losing coolant, something is causing it. A leaking hose, a weak radiator, a dying water pump, a cracked reservoir, sometimes something worse, like an internal leak. And here's why that matters. Modern Ford engines do not forgive overheating. Aluminum heads can warp. Head gaskets can blow. And if coolant ever mixes with your oil, things go bad fast. Sometimes you'll see a puddle. Sometimes it's just a smell. Sometimes it only leaks under pressure while you're driving, so you never even see it hit the ground. Pop the hood when the engine's cold. Check the reservoir. If the level keeps dropping, don't just keep topping it off. Find the leak. A coolant hose might run you under $100. A thermostat housing, a few hundred. An overheated engine? That's a $4,000 to $6,000 mistake. Easy. Number 5. Cheap spark plugs, or waiting too long to change them. Spark plugs seem too small to matter. They're cheap, they're tiny, and it's easy to forget about them. But on EcoBoost engines, worn plugs cause weak ignition, rough idle, hesitation, bad fuel economy, and misfires under boost. Misfires aren't harmless. When a cylinder misfires, unburned fuel heads straight into your exhaust and can cook your catalytic converter. So that $100 spark plug job can quietly turn into a $1,500 converter replacement. A lot of owners feel that hesitation under acceleration and blame the transmission. Sometimes it's not the transmission at all. It's the ignition system falling apart under load. And don't grab the cheapest plugs on the shelf. These engines are picky about plug type and gap. Get it wrong, and you're inviting misfires under boost. If your Ford has 70,000 to 100,000 miles and the plugs have never been touched, that's overdue. Tow often, tune the truck, or drive hard. Change them even sooner. Number 4. Ignoring cold start rattle. If your Ford rattles for a second or two on a cold morning, pay attention to that. It only happens in the morning. It goes away after a few seconds. It's been doing that for months. That's exactly the problem. A rattle that disappears can still be a real warning sign. On certain EcoBoost engines, that rattle points to timing chain stretch, worn cam phasers, weak tensioners, or low oil pressure at startup. Your timing system keeps the crankshaft and camshafts in sync. Once that starts drifting, the engine still runs, but not the way it's supposed to. At first it's small, a short rattle, rough idle, a little hesitation, but timing problems don't fix themselves. They get worse. And when timing jumps badly enough, you're not talking about a simple repair anymore. You're talking valve damage, piston damage, sometimes a whole new engine. This is exactly why oil changes matter so much. Dirty oil and long intervals make timing components wear out faster. If your Ford rattles cold, don't just turn up the radio, get it looked at. Number 3. Ignoring small oil leaks. A few drops on the driveway don't look like much, but oil leaks are one of the most underestimated problems out there. Maybe it's a valve cover gasket, an oil pan seep, a turbo oil line. None of it looks dramatic. The real danger isn't the leak itself, it's driving around with low oil. Turbocharged engines especially need proper oil pressure at all times. When it drops, the engine still runs fine, but internal parts stop being protected. Turbo bearings suffer, tensioners weaken, lifters start ticking, and by the time your oil pressure light comes on, damage may already be underway. That light isn't an early warning, it's usually a late one. So check your dipstick regularly, look under the truck, check around the valve covers and turbo lines. A gasket repair is annoying, sure, but running low on oil is how a small leak becomes a catastrophe. Number 2. Never cleaning the intake system. This one hits EcoBoost owners especially hard. Direct injection engines build up carbon on the intake valves over time. Since fuel sprays straight into the combustion chamber, it never washes over the valves like it does in older engines. Oil vapor from the PCV system slowly leaves deposits behind. At first you won't notice much. Then idle gets rough. Cold starts feel uneven. Fuel economy drops. Throttle response goes dull. Eventually, misfires show up. A lot of owners chase this with new plugs, coils, and sensors before realizing carbon buildup was the actual problem the whole time. Keep your oil fresh, keep your PCV system healthy, and clean the intake when it needs it. Some owners add a catch can, especially on turbo engines. If your truck feels sluggish with no major code, start with the basics: air filter, intake hoses, MAF sensor, vacuum leaks, carbon buildup. Sometimes lost power comes right back with simple maintenance. Number 1. Driving too long after the first warning sign. This is the mistake that kills the most Ford engines. Not one part, not one fluid, not one code. It's waiting. Waiting after the check engine light comes on. Waiting after the rattle starts. Waiting after coolant starts disappearing. Waiting because it still drives fine. That sentence has cost Ford owners thousands. A truck can drive fine while a turbo is failing. It can drive fine while coolant is leaking. It can drive fine while a timing chain wears down to nothing. Modern engines don't always scream at the start. Sometimes they whisper first. And by the time they scream, the bill is already ugly. The smartest Ford owners aren't the ones who never have problems. They're the ones who catch the small ones early. They scan the codes. They check the fluids. They listen on cold starts. They fix leaks before the oil runs low. They don't ignore misfires, because nearly every expensive Ford repair started out small. A worn plug, a loose hose, a tiny leak, dirty oil, a rattle that only lasted 2 seconds. The failure was never really the problem. The problem was giving it enough time to wreck everything around it. So here's the simple rule. If your Ford gives you a warning, don't panic, but don't brush it off either. Scan it, check it, fix the cause. Because the gap between a $200 fix and a $6,000 disaster usually comes down to one thing: how long you waited. Ford trucks can go the distance, but they're not maintenance-free. They need clean oil, healthy coolant levels, good ignition, and clean airflow. And they need you to actually listen when something feels off. If your Ford has over 100,000 miles, start paying attention now. Check the oil. Check the coolant. Listen on cold start. Look for leaks. And if that check engine light comes on, don't guess. Scan it. That small warning might be the only chance you get to fix it before it turns into something expensive. If this helped you out, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Tell me what Ford you drive, what engine's under the hood, and what you want covered next. EcoBoost timing chains? F-150 transmission issues? Ford engines to stay away from? Best used Fords to buy? Let me know down there. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.